Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Adam. You're watching Steady Invest. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some stocks I'm watching right now. And even though I may not be necessarily buying each and every single one of them, they have my attention for one way or another. So before we get to the video, if you haven't already, smash that like button. It helps my videos get out there. As well, if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Hit that subscribe button and let's get started. So number one, we have Facebook stock, ticker symbol FB, and it trades on the NASDAQ. It currently has a market cap of just under $800 billion. And we've talked about this one before on the channel. Looking at the last 6 months, we see a high of about 300 back in early September. Then we had a considerable dip of about almost 20%. And since then, we've been trading sideways. And we can see recently that that range has been tighter and tighter. So the first thing about Facebook, despite it being a big tech FANG stock, it's trading at a forward PE of 25, which is pretty reasonable. And when we take a look at their balance sheet, as of the end of last year in 2019, they had total assets of about $134 billion and total liabilities of about $32 billion, with virtually no debt. And although they're currently battling antitrust issues, it'll still take a few years to go through the case. As we can see, over the past month, investors haven't really been worrying that much, because it's important to understand Facebook's going to be making a lot of money in the meantime. Alright, stock number two, we have Alphabet, Google's parent company, ticker symbol GOOGL, and it trades also on the NASDAQ, looking at a market cap of $1.2 trillion. And their balance sheet, just like Facebook, is also a thing of beauty. At the end of last year, you see $276 billion in assets and $75 billion in liabilities. And again, virtually almost no debt. Of the big FANG stocks, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, Facebook and Alphabet have the smallest market caps of all 5 companies. And like Facebook, the majority of Alphabet's revenue come from advertisements. And as the economy continues to recover, more companies will be advertising, meaning Alphabet and Facebook will both be getting more revenue. Alright, stock number 3, we have Alibaba, ticker symbol BABA, and it trades on the New York Stock Exchange. And this one has been absolutely beaten up over the last couple of months, dropping 17%. It currently has a $700 billion market cap, and they are a growth monster. Like Facebook, like Google, they're also facing their own antitrust issues. Nevertheless, though, I still think they're an amazing company with amazing financials and a lot of room to grow in the future. Investors that are panicking over these regulations, in my opinion, are only giving us a buying opportunity. The closer we get to 250, the more I like it. Alright, next up we have Rocket Companies, ticker symbol RKT. They trade on the New York Stock Exchange. And I'm not entirely familiar with this company just yet. I still want to do more due diligence on it. But they're looking to disrupt the mortgage industry. So look out for another video on this channel regarding Rocket. Similarly, we have Lemonade Inc., ticker symbol LMND, also trades on the New York Stock Exchange. And they're looking to disrupt the insurance industry. And unfortunately, and I'm saying that just because I'm not a shareholder yet, if I was, I would be saying fortunately, they are up 50% over the last couple of weeks. So very tough to buy into strength, especially because I felt like they were overvalued back at 60, which is the reason why I didn't buy. But that shows us that the market can do whatever it wants. So again, because it's run up so much, I don't want to chase and buy into it right now. So I do want to see a considerable dip before I do consider buying the stock. But like Rocket Companies, I still want to do more research. Look out for another video about that as well on this channel. Alright, next up we have Virgin Galactic, ticker symbol SPCE, one of my favorite speculation stocks. Not the first time we've talked about it, and surely not the last. Looking at the last 6 months, we see a couple of big waves. Back in July, it hitting $25, retracing back to 16. Again, we saw 21, and then we saw a dip back down, and then with anticipation of the new test flights this month, we saw it jump considerably to the mid-30s. And this past Saturday, they had a faulty engine, and they were unable to complete the full test flight. So this happened back on Saturday, and you just knew that Monday was going to be red. And red it was, so it dropped 15% right at open. And in total, we're down 20%. But if we can consolidate here at 25, above where these two waves peaked at the top, it would be making higher highs and higher lows. So the next time there's good news and the stock pops, it might even pass this $35 mark and go up to 40 or more, especially because we are expecting more test flights over the upcoming months. Next up, we have Emergent Biosolutions, ticker symbol EBS. It trades on the New York Stock Exchange, and they are a specialty biopharmaceutical company that develops vaccines and antibody therapeutics for infectious diseases. Specifically, they signed almost a $500 million manufacturing deal with Johnson & Johnson for their vaccine. In addition to this, they've also signed with AstraZeneca, Novavax, and Vaxart. And this one would be more of a swing trade for me, as it was just trading at a multi-month low of just around $80. And this one, I think, when Johnson & Johnson announces their vaccine, which could happen over the next couple of months, as a result of that, I could see EBS popping to the upside. Alright, my favorite Canadian stock, we have Brookfield Renewable Partners, ticker symbol BEP.UN on the Toronto Stock Exchange, and it also trades under BEPC, which is the corporation side of it. I have released a full video about them before, and I'll link that in my description below. And we can see over the last couple of weeks, at one point they were down almost 15%, now down about 8% from all-time highs. An extremely well-managed company in a growing sector. I buy this one on dips. Alright, next up we have HYLN, ticker symbol HYLN. They trade on the New York Stock Exchange. I'm going to use the Yahoo chart for this one because the Google one shows it wrong for some reason. An argument could be made that we're trading at an extreme discount right now. Sentiment is low on this stock right now. We had a support around $19, but that one didn't hold. And we saw just below $16 just a couple of days ago. Over the last couple of days it has recovered, and that very well could be a sign that $15.75 was the low. But again, we'll have to see. Alright, next up we have Home Depot, ticker symbol HD, trades on the New York Stock Exchange. This one isn't as much of a deal as it was last week, as it was trading in the low 260s. Since then we've seen about a 4% increase. But if we do see another pullback in the near future, the closer to 260, the better. Similarly, we also have Lowe's, ticker symbol LOW, trading on the New York Stock Exchange. This one is Home Depot's little brother. Whereas Lowe's has a $121 billion market cap, Home Depot has almost a $300 billion market cap. Lowe's shares are trading at 17 times estimated earnings, and with analysts expecting those earnings to grow at more than 20% annually for the next 5 years, there is significant reason to expect the home improvement company will make gains for investors. It also trades at just 13 times its free cash flow. By that metric, it's an exceptional value. By comparison, Home Depot trades at 22 times forward estimates, and analysts project its earnings will expand by less than 8% annually. It's also valued at a more elevated 25 times free cash flow. Next up, we have retailers Walmart and Costco, and we can see both graphs look pretty similar. Costco is down 5% over the last couple of weeks, and Walmart more or less the same. I really like both of these companies, and Costco specifically, I made a full video about them, and I'll link that in my description below. And in my opinion, I think they're both buys. When it comes to essential retailers, they're the king of the crop. They are the creme de la creme. They're absolute mammoths. If you want retail in your portfolio, just buy the dip. Alright, next up, and I'm going to group the next two together as well, we have American Tower, ticker symbol AMT, trades on the New York Stock Exchange, as well as Crown Castle, ticker symbol CCI, and it also trades on the New York Stock Exchange. And these stocks are both real estate investment trusts. Specifically, they own the infrastructure for cell phone towers. The way I look at it, real estate for 5G. So American Tower is more international, whereas Crown Castle is more in the United States. Looking at the last 5 years for both, you see consistent growth. Same with Crown Castle as well. And they both pay a pretty decent dividend. Crown Castle at 3.42% and American Towers at 2.19%. Over the last 6 months, American Towers has been downtrending, and Crown Castle has been all over the place. And looking year to date, Crown Castle is trading at a multi-month low, whereas American Tower has just been downtrending. And once investors give American Tower and Crown Castle the love and respect it deserves, I think without warning, both these stocks are going to go up and never see these prices again. Alright, next up we have a Canadian company, The Score, ticker symbol SCR, and it trades on the Toronto Stock Exchange. And this is one of my favorite apps. I've been using it for the better part of the past decade as a sports fanatic, and I believe it's just too cheap to ignore. It currently owns a $540 million market cap, and they're delving into the whole sports betting atmosphere. And once regulations start to go in their favor, we could see a huge pop in the stock price. And just a gut feeling on this one, I think once the stock starts to gain traction, Canadians love it, and just $1.35 to get into the whole sports betting atmosphere, we could see the price jump up. At the same time, we could see below $1 again. We'll have to see. Alright, next up we have NIO, ticker symbol NIO, trading on the New York Stock Exchange, and this is a really hot stock as of the last couple of months. We all know NIO, we've all watched videos about them on YouTube already, but the reason why I'm adding them into this video is because we have been consolidating in this $40 range. And I finally started my own position in the low 40s, and if we see below 40, I'll keep adding to my position. Alright, next up we have HIVE blockchain, ticker symbol HIVE, and it trades on the Canadian Venture Exchange. It's trading for just under $1 billion market cap, and over the past month, we've seen an increase over 300%. And they are a crypto mining company. And they are a way to invest in cryptocurrency without buying any individual currency. In addition to them mining, they also keep some of the crypto that they mine for themselves. So that way you also get exposure to the currencies as well. So hard to buy into this one as it currently stands because it's gone up so much. Definitely one for the watch list. Alright, next up we have TDOC, ticker symbol TDOC, and it trades on the New York Stock Exchange. This one as well, we're trading at a multi-month low, and ARK Invest cannot stop buying this one. And specifically yesterday, they bought quite a bit because it dropped so much in price. TDOC does have a bright future and definitely deserves a spot on your watch list. And last up, we have Kirkland Lake Gold, ticker symbol KL, and I made a video about them specifically a few weeks ago, and I'll link that in my description below. And this one's also trading at a multi-month low, and if you do want gold exposure, I really like this stock from a value perspective, as they have the best balance sheet in the entire industry. And that's it for my video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Drop me a comment below and let me know if you're watching any of these stocks as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video.